just turned up at Potts Auto Shop. Check it out on Google. Great place to get your car fixed. And I can definitely vouch for it after all the work Liam's been doing on my car. Yeah, the Supra's been there for, what, just over a year or so now, I think. It's had a hell of a lot of issues to sort out on our ITB setup, which I'm super excited to get started. Finally, we're at the point where we can possibly start the car today. Fingers crossed. A bit of background on the Supra itself and why I decided to do it. I had the Supra for 6 years now. I bought it July 15. Absolutely love it. I've always wanted one. I'm very much part of this sort of Gran Turismo, Fast Furious crowd. I got it for like $4.5 grand, I think it was, which is insane money nowadays to think. Back then, $4.5 grand was still quite cheap. I think it was up for $5 grand. I got it for $4.5. So it's a non-turbo manual. Nowadays, you couldn't find anything for under 10 grand. So when I originally got the car, I guess I was kind of thinking about turboing or something similar. I've never really been into turbo cars, you know, kind of the power delivery. I much prefer the power delivery of an NA car. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not as if it was a slow car. They're what, like 220, 230 brake or something. It's not slow, and I've been around Anglesey in it, and it didn't feel like a slouch. But yeah, I got to the point probably nearly 2 years ago now where I thought, I've got to do something to it, and whether I turbo it or not, I don't know. And just literally on a whim, I was looking at buying a turbo kit from one of my friends, and then, yeah, realised that there was an ITB kit available, a throttle body kit from Australia, a company called EFI Hardware. I did a fair bit of research into it and ended up buying that kit from Australia. Finally had the time post-lockdown to bring the car up here and bring the kit and give it to Liam, and I got a bunch of other bits as well, like cams and various little extra sort of goodies. I know it's not going to be big power. I'm not going for power, I'm going for throttle response, and that sound is kind of the big one. Yeah, and then I ran into a bunch of problems, which is always going to be the case. I knew it was going to be the case, but we had some big problems. It didn't fit. So without the trumpets on, it just about fit. But you couldn't fit a trumpet on towards the bulkhead side. It bumped into all the brake lines and the bulkhead. Massive problem. So there was no way of getting that to fit. It seemed to me like the actual inlet manifold side of it was just too long. I'd obviously bought the kit expecting that it would fit the Supra. I'd said to the company it needs to fit a Supra, and it didn't. So I had to send the kit back to Australia, which was an absolute nightmare because I had to sort out customs and claim back customs and all that. Anyway, that's boring. Months later, the kit comes back. I'm here now. Liam's fit all the kit. We've got Pip here who's doing the ECU, and it sounds like it's turning over now. So let's go see. Now, it doesn't actually look that bad on camera, but it's absolutely filthy. That's what being in a garage for well over a year will get you. It's getting cleaned, don't worry. So these are the beauties here. Yeah.
Success.
That works. That's 4.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, put the right wires in the right holes.
So there's always teething problem. Yeah, we're pretty much at the point where it should be starting now. Let's try and make this sing.
12. 11.
Smell like overly fueling.
No, I think we need to change the fuel in.
Well, let's have a plug out. It should be wet with either good fuel or hot fuel.
Yeah, either way.
So what are we testing now to see if it's got bad fuel in it?
Well,
it's been sat for a while.
It says it's injecting, but it's not even trying to start. So.
Got you.
It stops storing stuff. Oh, wet now.
It's wet, yeah, it's the fuel, isn't it?
It's that fuel. We need some fresh fuel.
So, back in the car. I've got a couple of jerry cans. I'll go get some good fuel for it, put some premium in it, and hopefully we'll be able to get it started off that. It looks like the fuel's bad. So we need to clean off all the spark plugs. Once we get some good fuel in it, maybe it'll start. I'm optimistic, but maybe I shouldn't be. I come bearing fuel. So spark plugs are all drying. Fuel, old fuel is now coming straight out of the fuel line into that little thing there. I mean, it doesn't smell that bad to me, but I have no idea about fuel. That stuff looks better anyway. So old fuel's out, new fuel's in, been flushed out into there. So now we're just cranking it over to get the fuel running through.
Plugs back in.
Yeah.
Plugs back in. And try again. This is all very much over my head, but we're just trying to find out if the timing is incorrect on the car, which would mean that it won't start.
Well, I would imagine that that's the mark. Now, is that a mark or is that just a lump of shit?
Could be either, really, let's be honest.
That's a lump of shit. The one to the left of A. Okay. Yeah.
Oh!
Getting closer.
Tried.
It made a noise.
I heard the first grumblings of something. Why can't you do that? That just started straight away.
Oh, don't
The
you
Renault.
get too excited about lovely Renault.
Yeah, see, that started straight away. Why does this do that?
Well, because this is a terrible Renault, listen. See? Big sound. Awful car.
It's a peach.
Well, I don't know about peach.
Should be about 3 bar. I think.
Is there anything in the box?
But he hasn't got. You've only got a gauge that goes up to 15, so.
Not the most successful day. From what I can tell with my limited knowledge of how cars in general work, the fuel pump is not working correctly. So earlier on we noticed it was constantly trying to feed fuel into the system, and it shouldn't have been doing that. It should be working on like a relay system, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't fueling correctly, and that's why it wouldn't start. So basically it was feeding fuel into the system. As soon as you cranked it and it tried to fire, the fuel would cut off. So that's why it wasn't firing. It was nearly there. It was so nearly there. But yeah, the problem we have is with the map itself. So we need to make some tweaks on the map. Pip's run out of time for today, so we're just gonna have to reconvene another day and see what we can do to get it running. So not the most successful day, but I mean, we heard it kind of trying to fire. I'm gonna head home now. We'll try again maybe next week or in a few weeks time, and hopefully next time we'll have a working Supra. If you want to see more videos on the Supra, then click the subscribe button. If you don't, then don't.